So the big question is this: what lessons can we learn from the series As the Crow Flies? Today I talk about love, rivalry, and friendship. My name is Joan Nwosu, and welcome to the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. I love this series, As the Crow Flies. It was so impactful to me that I had to create an episode just to talk about some of them. There were so many lessons, but today I really want to touch on 3 lessons that I personally learned from 3 of the main characters. I believe that the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. And if we can take away some key lessons from this, it will help not just in our romantic relationships, but also in relationships with extended family members, with children, with friends, with colleagues, with everyone. These are life lessons that can be very impactful, as it was to me. So let's dive in. So the main character, Lale, the first thing was around her marriage. Lale had married this amazing chef. He was a great guy. He was a calm guy, really supportive of her career. But again, you would think that that would make them happy and live happily ever after. But it didn't. And for me, that just sheds light on the complexities of relationships where 2 people might look like they should be perfectly aligned. They should have their happily ever after. They may not just be happy. They just are not compatible. So when you're trying to get into a relationship, it's important to not just go with what looks good on paper. It's important to really know who you are, what are your values, what are the things that make your heart jump and beat, and go for that. If you went another way, it only takes a matter of time before you go back to your default of what really makes you happy, and then you start craving someone else. So Lale's story, great woman, Salam, great guy, but they just weren't compatible and their marriage eventually ended. So that's lesson number 1, really focusing on how compatible are you with a potential partner. What is it that you want, and really just going for that, being true to yourself. The second relationship I want to talk about, not a romantic relationship, but now was a rivalry. So this is more in the professional world, where Asli decided to be Lale's rival and was hell-bent on bringing her down. There was a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of competition with her. She never really respected Lale's skills. Always thought, who the hell does she think she is? She's not a big deal. I can do what she's doing. And it led to a lot of destructive behaviors from Asli. She even tried to physically harm Lale. For me, this is a lesson that no matter how nice and kind you are, there will always be people competing with you, and sometimes for no apparent reason. Your mere existence just pisses them off. I've received a lot of, I'll say gossip in my life, in my days, where people who I don't even know, people who maybe we worked together at some point in time, but I don't even remember who they are constantly talking about me, constantly trying to put me down, constantly spreading rumors about me. But I don't care. I just turn a deaf ear because I really can't focus on those kind of negativity. But for me, this was just another lesson that when you're on the journey to the top, you better be prepared. When you're a natural queen, or in this case, a lion, and you're destined for greatness, be prepared, because there are people that will make it their life mission to pull you down, to tear you down, to destroy you, because they refuse to celebrate your success, to celebrate that you have any skills, any talent, that you're special, that there's anything that is unique about you. No, they're not interested in that. They think they can do what you do. And I say, go ahead. You go ahead and do it, and let's see how it works out. It's not about competing with other people. It's about competing with yourself. Focus on you, but don't be deceived. There will be people out there constantly trying to pull you down. So that was lesson number 2 in the series for me. The third one is now a different kind of relationship, where it's Muge, who is supposed to be Lale's best friend. They went to school together. They started working together, built their career together. For me, that was the worst. This is someone that Lale really trusted, really depended on, really thought she was her true friend, her best friend in the world. But Muge, behind Lale, was constantly trying to pull her down, constantly trying to sabotage her. And when the opportunity came for her to destroy Lale, she took it. She was in there. And when confronted by Lale, eventually, she just said, yeah, you ruined my life. You robbed me of my life. You did this, you did that. You're a monster. You're that, you're that. And it was so sad to see because the level of betrayal really, really cut deep. And again, this goes back to envy, jealousy. There are people who, they might be your friend, but for some reason, they're just jealous of all the success that you're having, of all the good things that are coming your way. They don't think that you deserve to have all of this favor. And then something starts to grow dark in their heart and they start to wish you ill. They don't want you to be where you are. They think you're better than them, but you're not necessarily even thinking about that. Meanwhile, you're just there trying to be a good friend, trying to support them as much as possible, but they're just trying to stab you constantly in the back. For me, this is the greatest and probably the most painful price that I had to learn in this year, 2023. Betrayal from trusted friends, people who I thought had my back. It was shocking. It was devastating to learn this. And just seeing this in this series was just another reminder that you can't be too careful. You can't really believe that everybody who's around you smiling with you is your friend. Not everybody around you is your friend. Not everybody is wishing you well. Not everybody has your best interest at heart. So the lesson is to learn discernment, to be able to discern the difference between people who are really your friends, who really support you, who clap for you, not in your face, who clap for you behind you, who speak good about you when the doors are closed. When people gather to tear you down, they stand up for you without you being there. It's very important to be able to identify these people in your life and hold them close, cherish them, because in this world, there are not that many people anymore. Jealousy and envy is ruining a lot of friendships in today's world. And the funny thing is the sky is big enough for everybody to succeed. But for some reason, some people are just more focused on tearing other people down because they think that that's the way to get them to the top. So for me, those are three main lessons, and it covers your romantic relationship, your professional relationship, and also your friends, your so-called BFFs. It's really important that you stay authentic to who you are. Because like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're fake in one area of your life, you're going to be fake everywhere else. So just stay true to who you are. Do not allow people or the wickedness or the negativity of the world rob you of a great life, rob you of the joy that you deserve, rob you of the goodness that you are naturally. Don't change who you are, just change who you surround yourself with, and make sure that you're making the decisions based on who you truly are, what it is that you truly want, and what you desire. You can have the life that you want. So whether it's marriage, whether you're dealing with a jealous friend, or you're trying to navigate this thing called work relationships and friendships, it's important to learn that honesty to yourself, self-love for yourself, and genuine connections are really, really key. If you haven't seen the series, I suggest you go watch that series. Strongly, highly recommend it. There's so many lessons. And for me, it was just a fantastic way to bring home all of the lessons that the universe has been trying to teach me this year, and really give me a way to move forward into 2024 with better decisions, with more discernment, with more intentionality around how I handle my romantic relationship, how I handle my professional relationship, and also how I handle my friends. Well, thank you for listening to today's episode on the Second Chances podcast. Until next time, sending you love and light.